Hi everybody, welcome back to Cottoverdi. My name's Annette and today we are extending this border here using the no dig method, and I thought I'd bring you along for the journey. This entire bed behind me here was created using the no dig method, and if you don't know what that means, basically you put cardboard down and then you cover it up with compost or topsoil or mulch or just goodness, and what happens is as the cardboard rots down and becomes part of the soil, it's also suppressing the weeds that are below or the grass that's below, and in that way you're not having to dig it all out. You can just build a bed on top of what's there. Now what we do is we do cheat a little bit, so where we have brambles or we have dandelions, we dig those out, or if we've got any other sort of really noxious weeds, we just individually dig those out, but then we cover it with cardboard, and we just do that because I feel like it really helps just to, I'm not so precious about the ground, the soil, that I don't want to just dig out the really noxious weeds. So we do try to get the brambles and the dandelions out. Super windy today and my eyes are streaming. I feel like I need goggles. So what we're going to do is we're going to get lots of cardboard that we've been saving. I'm going to sort of make a straight edge with my border edging tool. It's probably got a proper name, I don't know what it is. So I'm going to make a straight edge so we know where to go to, and then we're going to put the cardboard down. Now it's really important with the cardboard that we don't use any shiny cardboard, so nothing that's got like a plastic coating, and also if there's tape or staples, we want to take all of that off. And also it's quite important not to use anything that's got like a lot of dye in it, because we don't want to be adding that to our soil, because the cardboard will disintegrate as it gets older. The reason we're extending this border is twofold. The first one is that where the arch is here, we've kind of got this bit that sticks out, and that's because the arch ended up, the way we positioned these two arches to sort of make a pergola, it ended up making the border wider. But also I have discovered that I like to fill my borders, and I just need a wider one than we have already. So we are going to continue the line along here and just kind of increase it by, what is that? That's probably another ½ metre, I should think, maybe about 2 foot. We're going to be increasing it by. So this is going to be a really nice large border. Now the only problem with doing that is that we've got a couple of shrubs that are positioned centrally within the border at the moment, and they're going to be slightly off centre. I don't think this is going to be a huge problem, because I would just fill up the front here every season with lots of dahlias and annuals and things like that. So I'm hoping it's not going to look too odd, and I think as the shrubs get bigger anyway, we're not really going to notice exactly where they're positioned in the border. If we have time today, so I've turned completely 180 degrees now, and if we have time today and manage to get this bed widened, we will deal with this little bed behind, because it's supposed to match. So, but this one has always been a little bit too narrow. So we will hopefully have time to deal with this bed today too, but this is quite a long stretch, and so I really hope that we do get it all done. If we don't, we'll just do it on a future weekend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to film the whole process and talk you through what we're doing. So if you want to make a no dig bed yourself, then maybe you could follow along. Cosmo! So just to give you an idea of where we are, this is the patio and the seating area, and this is what we call the top bed, needs a bit of weeding and sorting out. This is what we call the dahlia bed, and this is the bed that we are extending today, and we're just moving it out that way. And this is the massive, enormous arch, and this is the bottom bed down here, and there's Richard, and the brick arch is over there. in this big builder sack is last year's homemade compost. So this has come out of our compost bins, and it's really good stuff, but it might have a few weed seeds in it. So this is going to be our first layer on top of the cardboard. So we're going to put the cardboard down now and wet it with a bit of water just to help it disintegrate, and then we're going to cover it with a layer of homegrown compost and homemade compost, and then after that we will put topsoil and then farmyard manure, well rotted farmyard manure as a mulch layer, and those three layers together are what help us create soil like this in a no dig bed. So this is a layer of cardboard with a layer of our homemade compost on top of it, and now we're going to add topsoil, and then we will add some composted farmyard manure. So I've edged this bed as well, where we're going to extend it just like we have that one over there, but we haven't had time to do the no dig part of it, put the cardboard and everything else down. We'll do that next weekend. But the really long bed over there has been done, and I'm so happy about how much space that's given me, but also it just doesn't look weird now. Now it's completely in line with these big arches on the end there. Look how much bigger this bed is. It's almost doubled in size. I think it's incredible. So you probably saw that we were stomping it down at one point, and that's because we didn't want there to be a dip in between the old bit and the new bit. So we had to stomp it also because the soil was very aerated. It's Cosmo really enjoying being outside. So because the soil was very aerated, I knew that it was going to settle, and I just wanted to sort of help that process. And also it would be impossible to plant into something that was so fluffy. It's lovely, but you know, the plants, we wouldn't know what the correct level was for the plants when we're putting them in. So it's a good idea to just give it a gentle stomp. We did not like smash it to smithereens or anything like that. And then we've put a very thin layer of farmyard manure on top. This is well rotted farmyard manure, it's not fresh. And we put a thin layer because when we plant into here, we're going to mulch again anyway. And the mulching is really important when you're planting because it helps retain the moisture in the soil for the new plants, but also it will help suppress weeds. And so your new plants aren't going to be competing with all the weeds. So because we know we're going to mulch again in the very near future, we didn't put an extremely thick layer of mulch on. Anyway, it's going to be at least a month until we plant into this bed, and so it's going to have a really good chance to sort of settle in. The worms will do their job, the cardboard will break down a bit with the weather that we have, and this is just going to be such a luxury to have a deeper bed. I'll be able to get more dahlias and annuals in there. I'm not so worried about, you know, the big shrubs. They don't seem to be as off-centre as I thought they would be, so I don't think I'm going to be moving any of those. I have got tulips right in the middle of the bed. It's probably not a problem because when they come back each year, there won't be much around them, so it won't matter so much that they're in the middle of the bed. I'm just going to have to see how it goes, how much I need to move, but at the moment I'm leaving it like that. Anyway, I really hope that you've enjoyed this video today. You found it fun and useful, maybe if you want to do a no-dig bed, to see what you have to do. It's fairly straightforward, it's just a lot of hard work. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.